Into their tempo of playing, 31 to 26, that type of game is not where we want to put it at. We put up 41 in the second half, so I thought the foul trouble early on hurt us. I think in the first 4 or 5 minutes in the second quarter, we didn't put up a bucket. So I think it was 17 to 16, and then you look up, it was 25 to 16. So I just thought the transition in the third quarter, our defensive pressure got to them, and I think kind of our conditioning kind of wore them down a little bit in the second half.
Eric, can you talk a little bit about the halftime message and then what you learned about your team in the third quarter there?
I was telling Aquille and Carell, it's very important to learn how to play with foul trouble. He had 3 fouls, so for him to play the second half and still be aggressive and not pick up those fouls was impressive. Carell picked up his 4th foul at the end of the third quarter, probably my fault, leaving him out there knowing he had 3 fouls. So that, and then, we were down, Dunbar earlier in the season by 13, down against City at halftime. So it's just, it's been our MO in the second half of the guys in the room that followed us to kind of put those teams away in the second half, and that's what we did in the third quarter today.
Teal, can you talk a little bit about the third quarter?
Coach just told me go out there and still be aggressive and just be careful with my next foul. Just slide my feet and then get the ball to me.
Did you feel like you got that third foul, like, well, maybe I might have to slow up a little bit here? Or?
No, I just knew I had to, if I knew how they was going to call the game, I just still was going to have to be aggressive, but just be smart with my fouls.
Is it just in your nature to go for every steal? Like, you seem like you're all over the court.
Like, I think if I can beat somebody, they dribbling, and I think I just count their dribbles. And, I just count their dribbles every time they come down the court, and I think that if I can get it, I'm going to cheat on one time, and they caught me on one of them.
Coach, you guys were without Stephen Marshall today, is that right?
Marshall, yeah.
Is he going to be in the championship? Or?
Hopefully, he had to stay back for some academic stuff in terms of getting some assignments done. So we stressed to him that it was more important for him to get his work done than for playing in this game. Getting to that point, Marcus Woodard, who's been in our program for 3 years, really stepped up tonight in the second half. We started him in the second half. He played the majority of the second half, probably 15 to 16 minutes. Gave us 8 points, 8 rebounds. And that's what we said, one guy is not, we've been kind of rotating bigs in all season.
Yeah.
So we got our big 4 with Aquille, Rickey, Carell, and Myrick, and then we rotate a bunch of guys in. So it's really, we're not set down low anyway.
So you're not sure about Saturday? Sorry, you're not sure about Saturday if he's playing or not?
No, I have to see if he's got done his assignments done. We'll see tomorrow. Okay. Hopefully he has.
You guys have been talking about March 12th all year long. Talk about here it is a day away and the opportunity to play in the last day of the season.
Well, when I took over the program, we were 2-17 the year before. And it's always been in the beginning to set those expectations that the season goes from November the 15th to March 12th or whenever the final day is. So, why even suit it up in November or put the work in during the summertime if your goal was not the last game? So, there was no big celebration, the city championship, no celebration really the regional championship, and really no celebration tonight. Our expectation is to win every game, so we're not surprised when we win. To us, it's going to take a major effort to beat us.
Rickey, can you talk a little bit about that, the last part of the second quarter when Aquille was on the bench? You guys, I think it was down 10, and then you closed the gap to get within 5.
We just had to play our game, but when Aquille goes to the bench, he knows we can keep the game underhand and stuff like that, and he just told us he just wanted us to play hard while he on the bench.
You talk about some of the looks that you were getting tonight, Burma hit 4 3-pointers.
Coach just wanted me to stay on the 3-point line. That's it. And man to my left, he just swings me the ball. I just knock it down.
Coach, you want to talk about your experience on the big court and how that helps you out in preparation for today's game?
Yeah, I was talking to Glenn earlier in the week from the Baltimore Sun, and we were talking about the 8 games that we played between Morgan and Coppin.
Yeah.
That space, we like to do a lot of screening. We like to give Keel a lot of room to operate. So I think that's big. If they have to help at all, which most teams do, then he can find an open Rickey or find an open Myrick. Rickey came up big for us. I think Glenn was talking. We were talking about that when it was 10. We got a bucket in transition, and we came down, and Rickey hit a 3 to cut it to 5. So real quick, 2 possessions, we got the game. I just thought if we kept it in single digits, we were going to be okay in the second half. Kind of like the City game, he got into foul trouble, killed it, and then put up 25 in the second half. But Rickey, big performance. 16 points, 10 rebounds. I thought our guys did a hell of a job rebounding, 43 to 39, and we're a small team. So with our speed and we're going to out rebound teams. Well, they had a lot of size. Sean Miller and Prince are, two very good players.
Aquille, talk about your mindset coming out of the third quarter. You started off with the beautiful assist to Goins to open the quarter. You guys have the deficit, and you really seem to kind of assert your will and exhibit the things about your game that make you special. The passing, the speed, jumping up like Deion Sanders to get a couple of those steals. Did you come out just saying, you know what, I got to give a little bit more of myself in that third quarter?
Like in the first half, like I would just take the bad shots. Then I know when I came out in the second half, I got to put my team on my back because they're looking for me to dish the ball to them, make wide open shots. So basically it was just like I got to put my team on the back to get this W.
Coach and Aquille, talk a little bit about Rickey's contribution. Hit some really big three-point shots early on and was able to hold down the fort until you could get, Aquille out of that foul trouble.
Well, I think he's finally understanding to play the type of game that I want him to play in terms of just shooting threes. When I played back in the day, it was, I was kind of like him in terms of, I tell him he's a handicapped dribble. We don't want to put the ball on the floor too much. Let this man find him, and he had 9 threes tonight. I let him shoot 20 for that pace. I thought the second half we did a better job. We took 17 threes. Our threes should only come from certain people. We took 17 threes, 12 in the first quarter, and then only 8 in the second half. So we got to the line a little bit more. Only 2 free throws in the first half, 21 in the second half. Now some of that was, at the end with the fouling. But I think Rickey's kind of been that piece to kind of get us over the top in terms of needing a shooter, and he's our shooter.
Aquille, can you talk a little bit about being 1 game away from the state title?
Like, it just like, when we first started playing, November 15th, when we first had tryouts, we always said, well, we got 3 goals, maybe we got 2 of them. Now we just need 1 more March 12th, Saturday, coming back to play. So we just trying to not celebrate too much, but we happy for this win, but we got to get the next one. Then our season up great.
What's it going to take?
Defense and rebound.
Is it tough being the main contributing team when you're only a sophomore?
It's not really, because it's always been, like, I'm like always the person that they going to look at for me to, like, to do this, to do that. Like, don't give up on your team. Once they see you quit, they going to quit. So it's basically like I ain't going to show them that I'm down. So I'm just going to keep my head up. Even if I'm mad, I won't even say nothing to them. I just keep my head up and just going to play together.
Aquille, I noticed that they were talking to you quite a bit on the court there. Is that something you're used to, or was this a lot more than usual?
Basically, it was just less today. Like, they was talking, but they wasn't really saying too much. Like, I get worse than that. Like, so I really wasn't paying it no mind, so, because I get bigger than stuff than that, so I don't need to say nothing back to them.
I think the one thing we'll point out with Aquille as his coach, and I'm very proud of him, is the fact that when he went to the bench with 3 fouls, when we went on that little bit of run and they had to call a timeout, well, the first guy off the bench to congratulate his teammates, I don't know if you didn't notice, was Aquille Carr. Now that's something in him. His competitive nature, also that he's a real good teammate and so forth. It's just not about him and so forth. But that tells me his maturity level has definitely grown over the last couple of years.
Yeah, you would notice that when they had the hard fouls, he was the first just to jump up and not to be confrontational.
They was trying to back you up.
Right, because I know, like I don't want them to get out of hand, because I'm not gonna get out of hand. So basically, as long as we win in the game and it's all in the game, it's basketball. People will do stuff like that, so I really don't pay it no mind.
Good job, guys.
Well done, guys. See you on Saturday.
Good luck Saturday.